Yo, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Desta District. And today we're going to dive in to answer the question, what is the meaning of life? And I'm going to give you a full guide on finding purpose and meaning in 2024. Let's go ahead and dive in. So what is the meaning of life? Guys, nobody has a clue. I don't know, you don't know, your parents don't know, your teachers don't know, your colleagues don't know. No one actually knows what we're here, but I'm sure you can conclude from your experience on this earth so far that you are here to leave it better than you found it, or better than when you came into this world in the first place. So what does that look like? It is to serve humanity at the highest level that is specific and tailored to you. And the beautiful part about that is that looks so different for every single person, right? For example, you can have an entertainer, right? Their purpose to serve humanity and leave the world better than they found it, maybe to make people entertained throughout their life from watching movies. A musician, people who make music may want to make people feel good through the sounds, through the vibrations that they hear from the songs. People who start nonprofits, that's a huge way to contribute to society. There's just so many ways, being a teacher, being a dancer, being a YouTuber, what I'm doing right now, what I'm doing to you guys. There's just so many ways for humans to serve, and it looks so different for everybody. And I believe everyone really has a calling that is communicated to them through their soul or conscious. And I like to believe that your soul and your conscious is the closest thing to this experience that we'll have to receiving a communication or a message from a higher power, aka God. That is the way that he communicates through us, is giving us these internal downloads, whether it's through our soul or our conscious, but everything is really internal and the answers are in us. And that's why it looks so different based off of people's interests or desires or just different character qualities about themselves. No one is that similar. Everyone has something that makes them so unique and makes them someone that is just not able to be replicated. This is majority of people. You don't even have to look further. Look at your own family. I bet you're different from your family members. Look at your cousins. Look at your colleagues, your teammates, your co-workers, the people you meet on a day-to-day basis. Everybody is so different. There is not really a bunch of identical twins walking around. Everybody is so different. We all look different, and we are all here for a very special and unique reason specific to us. So then the next question that really comes to mind is like, okay, so if we're all so unique, how do we hone in on us, like individually? How do we go in on ourselves, as opposed to looking at the people around us, or looking at society, or looking at all these other factors that aren't specifically us? You need to take a trip back to when you were a child, because I truly believe for most people, we all kind of knew the answers as a kid, but as you get older and you start having more external factors play a part in your development, whether it's school, whether it's teachers, whether it's just this whole system that doesn't even live to serve people, that we spent so much time indulged in, kind of brainwashes us as we get older. If you can remove all that programming that you received as you got older and go back to how you were as a kid, that version of yourself actually has most of the answers that you're looking for. So then what would that version of yourself tell you is the best way to contribute to society in a positive way and to leave the earth in a better way than you found it? I can guarantee you that version of you actually has most of the answers that you're looking for. So the question is no longer what is the meaning of life, it's what is the meaning of my life and your life, not her life and his life and their life. It's your life. So this is where the concept of self-mastery comes into play, because that is the base of everything, is mastering yourself, you going internal, you working through different traumatic experiences, limiting beliefs, improving your mental and physical well-being, and start working through the issues that you know are already within you that you haven't addressed yet, and only you know what those issues are. Everyone is so consumed by outside noise and outside factors, but you really need to remove that noise and take a deep dive into your own soul. And as you start to learn how to receive these downloads and really identify what they mean and when they come in, and if you know what I'm talking about, this is really going to hit different. But you need to act on these downloads that you receive from your soul, from your conscious, from the higher power, because it's all one. And that's the closest, like I said, the closest way that God communicates to you. It's through those two sources. So what helps you throughout that process? You need to turn off everything that is just not serving you and is taking your time and consuming you, like the TV, like scrolling on social media, like listening to what other people have to say every day. You should not be doing these things, because then that takes away from your time to receive the message from the higher power and for you to decipher what the internal is telling you. I'm telling you, everything really is within you. But if you don't feel like that, it's because you're receiving too much from outside. And I don't blame you. Even our devices, look at our phones, look at social media, look at just all these, things that just contain so much dopamine. All these distractions with dopamine are just wasting all of our time collectively. And that's why you see all these things as just being a side effect of like the excessive use of technology and the rapid development of technology. You're seeing also kind of the cons in real time is like everyone's kind of becoming a copy of each other. But if you can disconnect from that and go back deep within, right, the answers are waiting for you right there. But if you don't feel like you have those answers, again, it's because you're too distracted by all these different sources of technology. Really, that's the biggest distraction is technology. If you look at your day-to-day, I can guarantee you may not be as familiar as you could with yourself and what you want out of this life, in this existence, because of all the distractions that are just right in front of us. Our laptops, our phones, technology, TV, social media, the news, all these things that aren't you. That's the main message of this video, is to just cut it all out, because I'm right here. I have my answers within me. I know there's no one who can give me answers. There's no one I need to ask anything for. I'm the person that is responsible for answering anything I need to know about this life and what I need to do. I'm in tune with myself, and I'm getting more in tune with myself on a day-to-day basis. It's only going to continue, and that's because I have done a good job of blocking everybody else out, everything else out, whether it's things, people, everything. I only listen to myself now, my own judgment of different, routes I could take in life, or ways to respond to different situations, or, what my next move may be. All these things, I use my own brain. I try to limit everybody else's opinion, everybody else's devices for the most part. Like I try to minimize like what I feed into with technology, because that way I can spend a lot more time understanding myself and what it is that I really want out of this existence. So you need to ask yourself, what do you need? What would make you happy? What would make you feel so good and align with who you're meant to be when you wake up in the morning? Those are the questions you really need to ask yourself. And like I said before, when you stop receiving the outside noise, the answers to those questions will start to be received. And you'll get these internal downloads from a higher power, from the universe, But you need to cut out all the noise in order to hear. There's something that you're going to hear once you remove all these distractions and these things that don't serve you, that are meant to destroy you. You'll start to hear these downloads. And when you know what I'm talking about by these downloads to your conscious, to your soul, the answers just keep coming. The answers just keep coming to you. But you will never find those answers without doing the first step, which is cutting it all out. And you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. It's so bad because if you listen to the outside too much without going internal, you may end up on a completely different path that was never meant for you. All because you couldn't understand the internal downloads that I'm referring to. You kept looking outside. And more than likely, if you don't like your current situation right now, that is the exact way that you got there. So guys, heal yourself once you go internal. Identify those areas that you know need some more attention, whether it's going to therapy, whether it's meditating, whether it's going on a hike in the middle of nature where there's no people or no distractions. You can really get in tune with the earth. I promise you, things will start to look better for you, and those internal downloads will start to come in. I'm telling you, those internal downloads, they're the most important thing about this life, because I'm telling you, you're never going to hear from God in any other way. That's the way. Your conscious and your soul, and the downloads. And you hear them if you can listen. It's my third, fourth time saying that in this video, but that is really where you get the answers in this life. So yeah, guys, like I said, heal yourself. Take part in those activities that I told you about. If you really want to grow in this life, most growth in this life comes from pain and suffering. I'm telling you, most things worthwhile come from pain and suffering. Good pain and suffering. There's such thing as that, you know. Even think about it, like the gym. Does anyone have fun at the gym? Does anyone have actual fun lifting weights? No. We all want to go home. But we're there to just get the reward after. But what do you have to go through to get to the reward first? Pain. That's most things in life. That is like the same concept for most things in life. Whether it's building wealth, whether it's trying to get in shape, you know, most things that are worthwhile in life come with a prerequisite of pain and suffering. You know, that's what life is about. There's a lot of pain and suffering in life. Whether you want to be poor or whether you want to be rich, they're both going to have a lot of pain and suffering in different ways. You know, not being able to pay your light bill is going to have a lot of pain. Or trying to get rich and learn, you know, different business models, or try to, you know, figure out how to make money online. That has its own pain too. It's not just a smooth ride. That comes with a lot of trial and error. I've been in that space for some time, and I definitely had to go through my fair share of figuring things out, and it wasn't always easy, you know. And most things in life worthwhile come with pain and suffering, and you can choose whether it's good pain and suffering or bad pain and suffering. But that's what life really has, is a lot of that. So don't avoid it. If you avoid it, you're gonna prolong your pain. You're gonna find pain at a finish line. You might never get to some other great, beautiful destination if you prolong it. So identify what are the proper areas of pain that I need to indulge in, because I'm telling you, it's not avoidable, and get them out the way as fast as possible. Don't avoid those things, because that is the prerequisite for anything great. It's pain and suffering. And then start assessing your thoughts. Where are your thoughts coming from? And the bad thoughts that you might have, track down exactly the source of what's causing them and completely disconnect. So add and subtract accordingly after that. So here is the most important part of this video, and pretty much putting all these pieces together of what will actually give you a fulfilled life. So in order to live a fulfilled life, you need to pick a route that has meaning and purpose, that will simultaneously relieve you of the anxieties of financial trouble. All in one. You're hitting a bullet to hit 3 different targets, and you can line them up correctly and hit the bullet right through them 3. Because money does unlock freedom to let you be who it is that you need to be, so that financial, time, and location freedom is achieved, and you can fully immerse yourself in self-mastery and embark on your hero's journey of self. Money, we know, is the most important thing, outside yourself, because it's a tool that enables you to explore the most important areas of your life. You are the person who has the pen to your story. And it's really a factor or a question of, do you still have that pen, or did the pen go somewhere external? So the final form of happiness you are looking for is to make money by serving humanity in one of the meaningful and purposeful routes that will let you take that bullet and knock down all those targets, that we talked about earlier in the video. If you don't find that bullet by disconnecting, right? That's where you find that ultimate bullet you're looking for, to knock down all those targets. By disconnecting completely, you will lead to vices that are meant to harm you and weaken you. So it is vital that you hit all those targets that I just spoke about. So guys, my homework to you is to go take a trip somewhere where you're completely disconnected with a journal, pen, minimize technology. Don't bring your laptop. I know you need your phone. Minimize the use of that, and rewatch this video. If you're gonna use your phone, rewatch this video and start to write out what comes to your mind and completely disconnect. And I promise you, you will feel aligned with who it is that you're meant to become. See you guys next time. Peace.